And the feeling I got after your comments was just the idea of the spoiled, entitled modern-day athlete. And I get blasted all the time because of my koozie comments and the plumber's environment thing. Yeah. I have always said that every era of basketball should be celebrated. Every era of basketball should be acknowledged. We pay homage to the greats and the old heads all the time, and we wouldn't have our league if it wasn't for people like Bob Cousy and Wilt Chamberlain and Magic Johnson and Dr. J. Like, I wish all those guys could have been able to sign the contracts that we are able to sign. Okay. So I just want to put that out there. The other point I wanted to make, though, about, and again, back to the entitled athlete thing real quick. Like, I was around the league for 15 years. 99% of guys work hard, and if you don't make it. You don't last 15 years. You don't last, you're on your 10?
Going to 10.
Yeah, going to 10. So the only other point I wanted to make real quick, and that's just the type of this goes back to the injury component, the type of basketball that is played in the modern NBA and the amount of possessions there are. If you look back, let's say the 90s, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers in 1996 averaged 84 possessions per game, right? The lowest in the league this year, I believe, was the Dallas Mavericks because Luka likes to control the pace, and that was around 93 possessions a game. But the vast majority of teams, you're playing 100, 105 possessions a game. You're running all over the court. It's the spacing, too. The amount of action that you're and load that you're putting on your body. Hold on. 90s basketball. That's when you started covering the NBA. 90s basketball. That's the era I grew up. Mark Jackson brings the ball up, throws it to the wing to Reggie Miller, throws it in the post to Rick Smits, and everybody stands around. How many possessions like that do you see today? You don't see those possessions. So the wear and tear on our bodies has increased. So yes, we do have all of these medical advances. We do have all these sports science modules and equipment that can keep us on the court. But the reality is the wear and tear on our bodies is very different than it was 20 or 30 years ago. And that's a fact.
And let me just say really quick, so you're president of the Players Association as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am. So we have some very intriguing conversation. But I'll say two things. So no one said it was too much, first and foremost. No players have come out and said 82 games is too much. We don't want to do it. This is just more so about a discussion on ways in which we can improve our game. It's a discussion that needs to be had. It's not to say that it's going to happen. Personally, I don't think 58 games is enough. I wouldn't be in favor of it, but I would have the discussion because that's my job as the president of the Players Association. I think there's a way in which we can find a happy medium. I kind of spoke about that on the last show. Is we have to talk about all options, all ideas. Injuries are obviously a part of the game. It's a problem that we're having and that we're facing. But who's to say that these injuries won't occur at 72 games? There's no guarantee. But we still have to talk about how the game looks if there is a play-in tournament implemented. How do we do it? How many games should we be playing? How do we still continue to figure out ways to generate revenue? These are all important issues, but I think it's about the quality of play, which is what we care about. It's about the fan engagement, and it's about keeping this sport as pure as possible from a basketball historic sake. And I think there's a way in which we can do it. And I didn't give you an answer on what I would vote for. I would vote against 58 games. But I would consider 72 if it made sense for the masses, if it made sense for the players, and you talked about competitive balance. I want to speak to players sitting out, right? Because that's going to happen regardless, whether players decide to, franchises and organizations decide to. And we haven't talked about, the elephant in the room. It's like there's teams that are strategically trying to get players in June. That's going to happen whether there's 58 games or 72 games.
We'll
30
revisit.
seconds.
Well, no, we got to go. We'll revisit what you said. All I'm going to say to you is this. I don't disagree with any of the points that you made. But in terms of my comments, I want to make sure you understand something. Players, as much as you love the game because you're participants in the game, there are people who covered the game for decades who love the game too. And we have a profound love for the game and a profound level of protection, not just for the game before, but the game now and players like you who represent the game. So when we're pointing out something that somebody else does, we're actually coming to the defense of those who don't do that. We're saying 99% of y'all do this. The 1% is tainting it because the damage that you could potentially do is to the 99%.
We're up against it. To be continued.
That's what I'm
JJ's
saying.
here tomorrow.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.